Colgate Untap says that the history is anyway fairy tales told by the winners. Maybe fairy tales are closer to what actually happened. No, they're not fairy tales, right? That's... Now you're just making stuff up, right? Like, rabbits did not tell anyone anything, right? It's a reason why we call religions religions. We don't call them history, we call them mythology, right? And if you reported, like, mythical reportings, that's... yeah. I would have to agree that a lot of the... I think most of the subject of history, right? I haven't studied history, not in uni or anything, but I would assume that they have rigorous... yeah, right? I remember talking to a friend some time ago. He was studying high school history, and it was a lot of reference and source, like a critical viewing of sources, right? If you remember from To Burn in Memory about the mirror thing, right? You need to be aware of you as a reader, and you need to be aware of them as a writer and in what context they were writing. That is how they study history, right? They take that into account. So I don't think that's what Colgate Untap did. I don't think it is fairy tales. I think it is as good as people can make it, with their biases all over the place, of course, but equating it to fairy tales is super unfair. Super unfair. Colgate Untap says, of course rabbits didn't, squirrels did. Alright. Get my point, right? Like, events did happen, right? The Nazis did build Auschwitz and gas millions of people to death, right? Well, I think there was millions. Don't quote me on that, I haven't studied history, right? Maybe not, but they gassed a lot of people to death, right? That did happen. Just because, right? And that they would have documented that as well, right? The Nazis did document those things as well. They documented all the experiments that happened. Just like MK Ultra did happen, right? And that's the winners documenting that. Like they did put LSD stuff in the population. And we have, what the fuck was that called? There's a Swedish thing that's almost disappearing from history. It's very sad. I think it's called, what's it called? Åseda? No. Fuck. There was this thing in Sweden. Why we have this law in Sweden that the military is not allowed to carry weapons or interfere within the Swedish borders, because we had this... yeah, this is not it. But we had this thing where there was a strike or whatever, yeah. And they couldn't deal with it, and then they wanted to get it up and running again, and they called in the military, and it was a massacre, right? In the 30s? Fuck, I don't remember how. It was a long time ago, and it's getting lost to history, right? That was the winners documenting that. That happened. It wasn't a fairy tale, it happened. I don't know. Of course, history is not perfect, and you have to interpret it, just like you interpret literature. But it is more rigorous than that. Yeah. They, like history, like all the other stuff in university, follows a scientific method, right? Stuff needs to be corroborated. Yeah. It's not fairy tales. Well, actually, it's just claiming that's an extreme claim. Extreme claim indeed. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. How's it going, Selmers? How was your Halloween? Weird. Went to Harfest. Saw some messed up shit that I think was real. Then I had a really bad nightmare. Cool, I stayed in and ate candy and watched TV. Halloween episodes were on. Well, I was out living a Halloween episode, okay? Whoa. Yep. Want to hear a new poem? Sure. Autumn winds, autumn sins. Okay. Autumn times, autumn crimes. What counts as an autumn sin? What's considered an autumn crime? Yeah, that's the second time we heard that. I'm curious. Robbing a gas station, then blowing it up. Is that autumn? In November. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Mr. Jasikov. Yes, Selma? You're gonna break your neck someday. I will make sure to fall right on you. Well, I'm big enough. I'm big enough target. I'm bigger than you. We should be covered. You too. Leaves, leaves, leaves. Is that a poem? Nope. The missus varnished this porch herself. Don't go tracking mud all over it. Alright, I won't. Right, 1, 2, 3. Alright, and then we go up here and we make this jump. Right, this is the path. Alright, this douchebag again. Just look at his face. You can see it in his face. He's such a douchebag. I don't even know what animal that is. What is he? A dog? No. He's an asshole, that's what he is. Mrs. May Borowski. Present. Smell the autumn winds. Yeah, hard to miss it. One should not miss such a thing. Talking off, want to see some stars? Alright, 2 things. Why shouldn't one miss the autumn stars? He gave no arguments, he just spouted it. One should not miss the autumn winds. Why not? Also, it is very foggy out today. How are you planning on watching some stars, right? Look, it's a thick fucking fog. How are you gonna see any stars in this? Raining and fogging. Yeah? Alright. Alright. Someone didn't pay attention, right? This quest line, if we want to call it that, this quest line with this dude, someone made it and just put it on every second day without checking the weather. Quite an oversight. Or maybe we'll get to the point where there is no... Let's see. Come have a look. I'm blind. Yeah, oversight indeed. And she never learns. This is your own fault at this point, I would say. I agree. Is that not it? This it? That's it. Colgatinotep says, what is oversight? It's raining and foggy outside in the game. How are they watching stars? It's foggy, right? We almost can't see the background because there's so much fog. And it is raining, which means it's cloudy. So how are they watching stars? That's an oversight. Found one. Let's see. My immersion is just completely gone. That's what happened. Big snake. Big snake. Big snake? Yep. Anything else? Or I saw a big snake once. I saw a big snake once. At the zoo? In Scouts, we were hiking, and one was... and one was sunning itself on a rock. What a treat! I was thinking it's rare to see a snake just randomly relaxing. What's up with this one? Big snake emerged from the earth and made war upon the villages. What villages? You know, villages. Okay. And he was wrapped, and as he wrapped himself around them, the villagers saw that they were encircled by the same big snake, and they came together, and together slew the big snake. You learn. Why did the big snake attack the people? Do you have sympathy for the big snake? Geez, I don't know. But can we just keep saying big snake? Big snake. Big snake. Big snake. That was it? No moral of the story? Alright. Like that better. Well, teamwork, I suppose, was the no moral of the story. You should work together when you have a grand enemy. I suppose I can go behind that, but that's... Actually, and that kind of makes sense for humans to tell that story as well, right? We are a social creature that conform to the norm, don't we? That's not it. That's not it either. This is it. Star located, Captain. Let us consult the guide. Oh, you will like this one. Really? Because they're dead. Oh yeah, I'm into it. Gramercy the Medium. In life he spoke with the dead? Really? Who knows? But when he died, his own spirit returned and spoke through him. Wait, that's dumb, right? That's dumb. How so? That's just called being alive. Wait, what? That's just called being alive. Not so, his body was dead. So he was like a zombie, but just as smart as before. No looking for brains. So, like normal, but he smelled bad. Just so. Why did they make this guy into a star? I have no idea. I guess it's kind of impressive. Dumb, but impressive. So what's the moral of this one? Moral? Yeah, usually star things like this have some sort of moral. Sometimes things are just strange. That's the moral? That's our pair for today. Well, gee willikers, Mr. Chasakov. Willikers. Alright. No moral of the story. Wow, that was pretty great. Yes, it was. More in a couple of days? Sure. Snake. Gramercy. Alright. Lasma says, I think it would be simpler to write my own static site generator script than to use one of those other ones. I mean, if you want to do fancy CSS, Blasphemous, then it kind of makes sense to do it yourself, right? Because you want to be in control of the fanciness. So that makes sense to me, I suppose. Skywalker. Skywalker. Don't think that did not sound like a nightmare. That just sounded like I want attention. What else do you have to say? So, how many stars are there? Good question. What? I mean, the ones we're looking for. Should be a few left, but who can say? We can only point our telescopes and look. Have you ever tried hanging out in a telescope like that? It is not that easy as they make it sound, or make the gameplay be. It's fucking difficult. I'm curious, Blasphemous. What are you gonna write your blog about? Or is it just CSS that you're curious about? Don't really care about the actual contents. Well, I mean, if you don't mind, I would love to read that on stream. Maybe giving feedback? Lasma says, more so, cause I'd have to go through the trouble of having to learn how Hugo works when I already have a fairly good idea how I could make one myself that works exactly as I want. Exactly. Yeah, I like that thinking. That's part, like, I haven't done any programming for a long time now. But when I'm going back to it, I'm gonna focus on C for exactly that reason. To gain the understanding, gain the knowledge. That's why I installed Gentoo, right? Gain deeper understanding. Oh! Is the Harvest thing gone now? Yeah, look. The Harvest thing is gone. That's not an oversight. Alright, but yeah, Colgate Untitled. Look at this weather. Watching stars in this weather? I don't think so. I don't think so. Blasphemous says, why overcomplicate things? But that's what you're doing, right? It's more complicated doing it yourself. So the reason why you overcomplicate things is to gain more control. Yeah. I don't know if that's overcomplication or it's just complicated. Right? You do it yourself. I would say it's you do it yourself, and doing it yourself is more complicated. That's maybe not overcomplicating things, but it is more complicated. And you gain more control. Colgate Untapped says, I've heard that used in Finnish too. Oh, what has been used in Finnish? Overcomplicate things? Oh, right. For the cat. The yeah, cats react to that sound, like K's and S's and T's. And if you want to name your cat something, it's a good idea to use those sounds, right? I think that's how we communicate with cats oftentimes. Or with a P or a K. The plosive sounds and the S's. Colgate says that the Finnish cats speak Swedish. No. It's the Finnish and the Swedish people who speaks cat. That's the way it works. So it's not Finnish language, it's cat language. Communicate with the cat. Blasphemous says, oh no, the way I would do it would simplify it. All right. Then it's a win-win, right? Colgate says, but it is Swedish cat language? Nordic cat language? I don't think so, no. It's just cat language. That language is innate, genetic, they react to those sounds. I don't even think it's language, right? Well, universal cat language. There we go. Global cat language. Cognitive. Yeah, global. I don't know about cats on another planet or cat people. Cat people probably don't. So maybe global cat language makes more sense. Hey, church mom. Hey, heathen daughter. Nice. Oh, I'll make it there someday. But come on, seriously, no one likes getting up on Sunday. I find it very enriching. Your father does too, mostly. But he attends, and that's important. And he knows it means a lot to me. Alright, well, guilt thoroughly tripped. You do work for the church. That's not what faith is like, hun. Faith. There's more grace than condemnation. Well, for you, maybe. Like, most of my... Well, I suppose in church there's probably more grace than condemnation usually. Right? Probably. Condemnation mostly happens... Actually, I wouldn't know. This is stuff that I've seen on TV, so I have no idea. Maybe. I'll take your word for it, Mom. Kinda. Whatever. Alright, I'm out. See you later, sweetie. Jumping. Oh man, I'm getting more and more hyped for... Ori. Yeah, I'm thinking Ori tomorrow, rather. Actually, oh fuck, I don't know. More decision anxiety. Fuck, somebody taught me what that was in English. It's not decision anxiety, it's something else. You get two choices and you get that feeling of not being able to making up your mind. Blasphemous says you're going to play Ori. Yeah, I bought Ori yesterday, so I feel kind of hyped about it now. Not the Blind Forest, the second one. I haven't played that one. It was for cheap. So I'm thinking of just shoehorning it in there before playing Shadow of Mordor. Because I really loved Ori and the Blind Forest. And since I was playing, I was playing Hollow Knight with a little bit with the nephew. Then I felt like playing Hollow Knight on stream, but then, I didn't want to do that since I'm playing it with the nephew, probably, right? Then Ori. Will of the Wisp. There it is. I'm thinking that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't feel right about it. I know, but sometimes the right thing doesn't feel right. Just think it's just wrong to take something when folks don't want you to take it. Well, I feel like God would see this differently. I do, at least. That's because you're a good person. They're just taking something? Interesting. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow, but I'm leaning towards Ori. Like, I've been feeling that since yesterday, right? That Ori itch. I was actually even considering playing Ori, the first game, over again first. The Blind Forest first, and then the Will of the Wisp. But I'm not patient enough to wait that long. Hey again. Hey. So I had this really bad dream last night. Me too. I dreamed I was a pizza. I was afraid someone would slice me. Jeez. Yep. That just makes me sad. We don't have a pizza place anymore. Oh man. I can't even imagine that. Not having a pizza place? Oh man, I think that's the most common thing that exists in Sweden, right? The most common storefront, it's a pizza place. Right, where I lived before, it was like a suburb, kinda, outside of a bigger city. And we did have a center of that little suburb, and it had a small supermarket, right? A small market with just the essentials, right? We went there to get the essentials and then had to go further off to get the more bigger kind of food. That was had, and 2 pizza places. That was the center. The 2 pizza places were pretty much door to door next to each other. Oh, and there was what's that called? Not a barber. We don't differentiate between men and women, I don't think. Mostly in Sweden. Colgate on tab says Ori is Finnish word for stallion. Alright, a male horse, right? That's a stallion, a male horse. Ori's not a male horse, though. More like a rabbit? I don't know. Great fucking game, though. I'm hoping that the reviews on Ori and the Will of the Wisp looks great, so I'm having my hopes up. Oh, gotta order it from out by the highway now, the pizza. Tragic. I had a dream I was a goose flying south, and I had to keep up with all the other gooses? I think you meant to say geese. Or I'd get lost. That's sad. Tweren't a good dream. Ooh. There's a lot of that grammar stuff going on. I feel like the authors has made intent to have people use grammar that maybe another person wouldn't. Colgate tab says, do you think that rabbit and male horse are mutually exclusive? Yeah. In categorizations, right? Of course. Of course I do. That's why we categorize stuff. Colgate tab says English plurals don't make sense. I suppose, yeah. I don't think Swedish plurals make sense either. But that's the way it is. That's the language we have. But I have seen horses being best friends with rabbits. Or was that hare? A hare, maybe? Rabbit or a hare? I don't remember. I've seen horses being best friend with cats as well. It's kind of cool. It weren't a good dream. Well, I don't know, best friends, but they hung out a lot of the time, right? Cats just going in there and hanging out. It's kind of weird. Colgate tab says, it is possible for an object to become more than one category. Alright, yeah, Alright, they're not mutually exclusive necessarily, right? In the imaginary world, just like Santa Claus is real, horse rabbit can also be real. So, I get your point, Colgate tab. Yeah. But that's in the fantasy world, right? Imagination world. It weren't a good dream. What are you all talking about? Big meeting coming up. City council. Yep. About Bruce here. ... Wow, that's intense. We'd appreciate your prayers. This is precisely the kind of time where God shows up. Hope so. Me too. Actually, I'm stuck with that, yeah. I would not hope God would show up in any situation. Any God in any situation. Well, no, I wouldn't go that far. But any of the religious gods, I wouldn't hope they would show up. They seem like douchebags. Like on the popular ones now. Maybe some Hindu gods. Some of them might be I like. Probably I like some of them, like polytheistic religions. I can probably like some of those gods. Colgate In on Tap says, they only seem like douchebags to your feeble mortal mind. Yeah. Like, what else would I use as a frame of reference than my feeble mortal mind, Colgate In on Tap? Right? Like, anytime I would use that word, douchebag, that would always be from my feeble mortal mind, right? It's a subjective value judgment. So always using that word has that consequence. Oh, right. I need to get food for the things before going up there. Let's go this way. Yeah, let's go this way. Oh, here now. So, today's my last day. Oh dear, we're gonna miss you. It happened so fast. Let us know how it is. I will. I'll come visit. Can't leave you two to fend for yourselves. Oh dear, what are we gonna do without you? You all wanna see a movie or something? Yeah. Let me get settled in and we can go on an outing. And you'll see me whenever you go for groceries. That's true. I ain't going far. Not far at all. Yeah, this town center is closing down closely. Well, closely, no, slowly. That's actually happening in the town that I'm living in. We're getting, going further out. But it's not closing down. What happens instead of this, like our town is way bigger than this town, right? I think we're like somewhere between 15,000-20,000 people. What happens is like all the stores become specialized stores, and there's a lot of restaurants popping up. Yeah. A lot of pizza places. Colgate In on Tap says, but maybe if you discussed with them, you could find out some of that divine reasoning that makes their actions good. So they are douchebags for how you see them now. Wait, douchebags for how you see them now, and you could probably think of them as such at the beginning of discussion, but maybe you wouldn't find them douchebags before the end of meeting them. Yeah, sure, I could see that happen, Colgate In on Tap. If some of the gods, like if there was a god and that god talked to me, well, I could see a person convincing me of that. Like, I don't have to talk to a god about that. I could see a religious person convincing me of that thing, right? But I don't see that happening, Colgate In on Tap. I mean, my feeble human mind don't see that Yeah, I don't see that as part of the future. I would encourage people to try to convince me if we think differently, we make different value judgment on this thing. I would encourage people to try to convince me of that, but I don't see that happening, right? Children dying of cancer? Children starving to death? People starving to death? The Holocaust. You know, I just don't see it. I can't. Monotheistically, right? Polytheistic, right? Many gods. I could see some of the gods are fine, right? That's why I said the Hindu gods, because they all have different gods with different ideas and stuff like that. I could agree with some of those. But a monotheistic god where there is just one. Well, I suppose if you go the simulation route, I wouldn't say that they were a douchebag, because like they may just be studying the simulation, right? Not caring about morality or whatever, then morality does not come from that god. Actually, that's an interesting, like, where should you draw the line, right? If you create an AI that is made just to suffer, and that's all that AI can do, but it is actually suffering, that's an ethical question, right? Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. And then we're back to antinatalism. We're back to not having any more children, right? Maybe you shouldn't. Oh man. Colgitinotab says, but religious people also only have feeble mortal minds. Yeah, right? They can still convince me to change my mind, just like I can convince them to change their minds. That's why we talk about stuff. That's why we have discussions called Getting on Tap. Our feeble mortal minds meet. Then we might learn something from each other. Hey, bae. Hey, thanks again for last night. I owe you one. It's fine, it was fun. My night got like really weird and bad after. How so? Tell you later, I guess. Still like putting it together. Okay, well, let me know how that goes. I will. I think it's band practice day. Yeah, I'm gonna go hunt down Greg. Shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, no. He's at the Snack Falcon. I don't know how that guy stays employed. I've seen Clerks. He steals constantly, breaks supplies for fun, and leaves work whenever he wants. Greg plays by his own rules. Actually, I had a friend like that in my teenage years. Just playing by his own rules. Never getting into trouble. Doing a lot of not shady shit, but stuff that if someone else did it, they would get into trouble. But he would just get off. Volgetinos asks, do you think horror authors are douchebags? No, I wouldn't say so, no. I enjoy horror. I wouldn't, like, if I read a tragedy or horror and I get scared or frightened, I want to have those feelings called Getting on Tap. I'm just assuming where your argument is going here. Oh, right. I was going completely another different direction. I was thinking that they cause suffering in their readers. But that's not what you were saying. He says they also make worlds with a lot of suffering in them. Yes, that's why my argument contained the words that it is actually feeling suffering, right? The characters, like the characters in this story, like Bay here, she's not a real thing. She's like Santa Claus in that regard, right? So she's not feeling suffering. That does not happen, called Getting on Tap, right? She does not feel that suffering, not really, not like... It's not the same as the suffering I would feel if my mother died, right? When my mother dies, right? That world has suffering in it, but it's not real. It's not experienced. The qualia doesn't exist. Do you remember that term? Qualia? It doesn't exist. Colgatinotap says, and they are gods for those worlds that they create. Yeah, sure. Colgatinotap says, wouldn't God think of us just as existing? How do you mean, Colgatinotap? If you're talking about a god that, like I say that Bay is not real, Bay does not have that qualia. If a god would say, like, if we have a god and it created us and care about what happens to us, but that god would say, well, they don't have qualia, then that's ignorance, right? That's not malice. And then I would forgive that god for being ignorant, right? Yeah. So that wouldn't be malicious intent. That would be, yeah, just ignorance. Hey, says Kittering93. Nice to see you again, Kittering93. How are you doing today? Back into Night into the Woods. Yeah, I'm trying to play Night into the Woods every day. Sometimes I lose track of time and stuff like that, but almost every day. Until we finish. And then we read something new. And then when we finish reading that thing, we'll read something new again. Yeah. Greg, actually, I've been thinking about that. Like, how to schedule and how to make those decisions. Like, we have shorter stuff to read. How to do that, right? We can read short essays and stuff like that. And we can read longer books. I feel somewhat painted into a corner. Because I want to read shorter essay stuff as well. Like from this. Right? I've been having this for a long time, just standing here. Right? Maybe not this one, 136, but like just reading some essays or whatever. When if Blasphemous posts a blog, I would want to read that. How would I schedule that to make me... I don't know. At the same time, I don't want to skip out on doing this every day. Maybe? I don't know. Kitrin93 says, I'm pretty good. How was your day? Oh, still early in my day. I've been streaming all day so far. I think I kind of feel finished with Tales of Majajal, and I'm hyped. I've been feeling excited today. Yeah. In general, I have... For a few days now, I've been feeling a little bit off. Extra neurotic. Yeah, extra neurotic and feeling a little bit off. But I'm looking forward to playing Ori tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think that's what's happening tomorrow. Huh. What day is it today? Saturday? I think. So, yeah. A little bit off, but it's fine. Just one of those days. Couple of days. Alright. Greg plays by his own rules. It feels more like the world plays by his rules. Whoa. I don't even know what that means. Some people are better suited to... I think it's both, right? I think some people are better suited to navigating within society. Some people have a better aptitude, right, than others. And it feels unfair to us that don't have that aptitude and have more difficulty moving, and we don't agree with the norms, right? I think we have a more difficult time of it. And that makes us sad, angry, jealous. And that's fine. It's fine. I don't even know what that means. Still, whoa. Is that it? Alright, Snack Falcon at the latest. Blasphemous says, why would you be jealous? Like someone having an easier life than me, I could be jealous of that, right? Let's see, what am I jealous of? Right, I've had feelings of jealousy, right, for... what's a good example of when I've been jealous? Actually, is jealousy one of those basic feelings? Fuck, I can't remember. It's what, like, you get jealousy when you compare yourself to other people, and I've been hard at working not doing that anymore. So when you don't compare yourself anymore, maybe you don't get jealous? Alright, but I can just say I'm jealous about that dude over there that has the golden toilet and has all the economic freedom. I can be jealous about that, right? Having all the money. Yeah, I can be jealous of that. I suppose. Oh, Colgate InnoTap says, my nemesis list is empty. Oh, nice. Good job, Colgate InnoTap. Very nice. Kitrin says, oh, what's your time? It's 3 a.m. for me. My time is 11:27. So we're coming up on lunchtime in half an hour-ish. Well, yeah, that's jealousy, right? I think I explained how jealousy works. Colgate InnoTap says, would you rather own a horse the size of a cat or a cat the size of a mouse? A cat the size of the mouse, I think? No, wait. I don't know enough about horses. I don't think cuddling a horse... Super interesting question, Colgate InnoTap. I don't know. That's a fucking small cat. And I mean, if you look at a mouse, it kind of looks like a cat already, doesn't it? So, maybe the horse? Maybe the horse. Probably the horse. That's small... I don't know, Colgate InnoTap. How long will they live? Oh no, fuck the cat. Definitely the cat, because the cat takes care of itself. The horse would just shit and piss all over the place and I would have to take care of it. So the cat. Definitely the cat, Colgate InnoTap. Blasphemous says it doesn't make you happy. The money? Yeah, it doesn't make me happy, but it makes, like... It's like they say, right? Money doesn't buy happiness, but it makes your life way easier to spend time searching for happiness, right? It gives you more freedom. Money gives you more freedom within today's society. So of course I want more money than I have, right? It doesn't make me happy, but it makes my life easier. So I can be jealous about... And that's what's the point, right? Some people have an easier time moving throughout society. Some people have a harder time. And like just seeing that, it can get you feelings of unfairness, right? And when you feel something is unfair, you can get feelings of anger, jealousy, sadness, right? For example. And it just... Life being easier or harder. But again, I would probably go to... I'm trying to go the route of not trying to compare myself to others. Because it's I think those feelings originates from that comparison. Right? If I'm not comparing myself to someone else who has it easy, if I'm not comparing it to my life, because that's an egotistical thing to do, right? Then I can just look at their life and I can be happy for them that they have an easy life, right? That's good. That's good for them, right? And I can be happy about them. Colgate says that the horses live 25 to 30 years on average. All right, so the cat lives a shorter life, I suppose, but yeah, I would go with the cat. Oh, and there we go. Blasphemous says, just like I figured out, like the cat-sized horse would not go poop in the litter box. Yep. So, not the horse. Kitrin93 says, money doesn't buy happiness, but crying in a Mercedes feels better than crying on a bike. Some Tumblr quote. Yeah, that's a good quote, Kitrin93. Exactly what I was getting at, right? Crying in a Mercedes feels better than crying on a bike. Colgate says, but crying naked on somebody else's floor feels even better than that. Oh, not to me, no. Somebody else's floor? And naked? No, that's... Oof, that does not sound like fun. Blasphemous says, that sounds scary, lol. Yeah, exactly. I'm just getting flashes to Saw, that movie series, something like that. Sounds horrible. War is some bullshit. You hear me, statue? I guess you were drafted. Ugh. You died before you got to enjoy the statue they made out of you. It's garbage. Is that why war is garbage, May? Really? They can't make me go to war. I'll go underground. I'll join some sort of group that's against war and stuff. We'll blow up war stuff and sabotage other war stuff. Oh, May. Oh, May. Oh, May. I'll live in the shadows for decades. No address, always on the run, living in a trailer in the desert. I'll be awesome. Oh, May. Kitrin says to Colgate Trap, is this a personal experience? Banana Wafflemug says it is for me. Colgate Trap says, sorry, I didn't think it would scare you. Alright, yeah. I would probably, like, my favorite spot to cry would probably be in my own bed, under the safety of my blankets, all alone. Maybe someone to comfort me, maybe not. Depends on the person. It would have to be someone I'm close to, I suppose. It's a personal experience for Colgate on tap as well. That sounds more fun to do it in a Mercedes, right? But I suppose. Kitrin93 says, fun, I guess. It doesn't sound like fun. I think it's comparison of a couple of non-fun things. Blasphemous says, I don't know how to cry anymore. Oof. That does not sound good, right? I don't think I cry enough. I don't know. Kitrin93 says, bruh, this entire chat has trauma. Well, doesn't everybody have some trauma? I mean, I'm not that bad. I've been in a couple of depressions from time to time, but not any rough trauma, no. I've had quite an easy life, right? I don't have ease navigating society, but I've had a very easy life. I've been very sheltered. Banana Waffle Monkey says, yeah, the way my psychiatrist figured that out was kind of clever. Oh? How did... Wait. What did your psychiatrist figure out? That you had trauma? Colgate In on Tap says, I cry a lot. Right? I think it's healthy to feel the full range of emotions from time to time, right? Heavy sadness, I think that's healthy. I think anger is healthy. I think all of the basic emotions, right, when you boil down deep to it, I think they're there, right? I think feeling the emotions, you do feel them, right? That's not up to you. That just happens to you. But expressing yourself and allowing yourself to live within that emotion, I think that's healthy. If that makes sense. So if you feel sadness, a lot of sadness, then crying, I think it's a good idea, right? Right, anger, then just being angry. Acting on that anger. Not being violent, that's not what I'm saying, but just being angry, being sad. I think just because those emotions are negative, a lot of, like, that's my experience, right? Those feeling and expressing those emotions were stigmatized. You're not allowed to, be a man, don't cry. That kind of attitude, right? As well as you're not allowed to get angry because you, like, as a kid, when you get angry, you just start shouting and screaming and then tell you you're not allowed to act that way, rather than teaching you how to deal with anger. That was my experience anyway. Banana Waffle Monkey says, was having hella nightmares and he gave me meds and my dreams calmed down a bit. And he was like, yeah, those were normally for people with PTSD. Oh, he tried it out. Glassman says, be a man, Cider, grow a beard and don't cry. So he did. I mean, I like my beard, but I cry from time to time. All right. So he went through your nightmares. You were talking about nightmares, and then he tried a pill. He didn't diagnose me with PTSD, but he said I show some of the symptoms, right? That's what they do, right? When you get to a psychiatrist, they try it out. I'm actually a little bit sad that I really wanted to try amphetamines, like when I went to the psychiatrist, because I thought I was ADD, right? So I wanted to try that to see if it could help me focus a bit more, but no such thing. It's a good thing it helped, right? Good thing it helped. Might not have. Kitrin93 says to Banana Waffle Monkey says, nice mate. And says, I turned off my emotions a few months ago because I cannot afford them right now. I'll turn them on when I support them. But that's not what happens, right? Your emotions, you don't control your emotional reactions to things, Kitrin93. I mean, I suppose you control your perception, right? You can close your eyes to whatever the thing is that would get you emotional in some way, right? You can close your eyes towards that, and that's the three monkeys, right? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. I can see that as a strategy to get through a period of time in your life, but long term, that doesn't work out, Kitrin. Long term, that doesn't work out. No, it does not, unfortunately. But short term, sure, right? That's what you do, right? I've been in I've had traumatic experiences where the mind just shuts off, right? That's what happens sometimes, and that's a valuable thing to be able to do. Just shut off, don't look at it. But yeah, not long term. Colgate In on Tap says that the person who backstabbed me 8 years ago did unbackstab me yesterday. So now I feel a slight disdain towards them rather than eternal infernal hatred. Oh, that's nice. I'm surprised that person is still in your life, that you haven't extricated them from your life. I don't know if I used that word correctly. Just getting rid of them. Maybe it's not that easy. Kitron93 says, how does one unbackstab? I guess you make it up to them? I'm guessing it's not one big gesture. It takes time to get back in one's good gracers. Colgate In on Tap says, I cry sometimes to my beard. Checkmate gender stereotypes. Nice. Nice. Banana Waffle Monkey says, Ritalin and Adderall did nothing for me. Alright. So you got to try it. Blasphemous says, do you have ADD or are you not interested? Just not interested? Wait, who? Me? Who do have ADD? Banana Waffle Monkey? I don't have ADD. I don't even think they give that diagnosis anymore. I think they give ADHD, but I got the other diagnosis, right? And they don't give Adderall or Ritalin for that. Colgate In on Tap says, be right back. Alright, see you in a bit. Kitron93 says, I suppose it is a bit like going numb. I mean, this isn't a long-term solution, but that's a problem for future Kitron. I do that as well. That's a future McDread problem. I won't deal with that today. And I like that strategy. I think that's a very good thing to learn how to do. What's that called? Compartmentalization? I think Kitron93 is what it would be called. Blasphemous says, unbackstab by taking the knife out and sewing the wound up and treating the wound, I suppose. Blasphemous. Kitron93 says to Blasphemous, that is the opposite of medical advice. You're just making the wound bleed more. Blasphemous says, alright, yeah, put bandage on too, right? Yeah, treating it is part of it. And also, I mean, that's not enough, right? It's the betrayal, right? The backstabbing thing. It's not only the backstabbing and treating the wound. It is also making it up to, right? The debt is greater. I would, maybe that's just me. I think that's a personal thing, right? For me, the debt would be way greater than that. So, take the knife out, sew it up, put bandage on it, give them a lollipop, yes, Blasphemous, but even more, right? It would be years of lollipops. Maybe 7 years of lollipops. Maybe that's the thing. Kitron93 says, that would work. Bandage, yeah. Kitron93 says, also yeah. Compartmentalization. That's it, right? That's a good skill to have, if you can do it. Yeah. You up for band practice in a bit? I guess. Weird night. How so? I'll tell you about it later. Yeah, that was a weird fucking night. I did not like how last night ended. Blasphemous says, I give no one a back to stab. That sounds rough, Blasphemous. Well, I couldn't live like that, personally, no. I think we've established that before, right? I have greater need than you for social interactions. Yeah. Bonding. That's the word. Greater need, maybe not for social interactions, but I have a greater need for bonding. Whoa. Is someone moving in? Probably something dumb. Miss you, pizza place. The smelters. It is wet again. And I'm cold again. It's just rain. Hey, why are we still standing out here? Someone has to. Oh, we're breaking the fourth wall, are we, eh? Let's go and steal some pretzels. Kitter93 says, one person has my back to stab. So I'm gonna cut emotional ties ASAP. That sounds unhealthy. Welcome back, Colgate Unotap. Banana Waffle Monkey says, and then what, Kitter93? Last one says, lol at Colgate? Wait. Oh, oh man. Oh, I did. Pun not intended. Man, I didn't even notice it. He said back. Very nice. Hey, kind of a weird question, but is anyone missing? What? Like anyone you know who was out last night and didn't come back? I don't think so. What's going on? Nothing. I thought I saw something. Okay, you should tell us if this is something. Just be careful, okay? Keep an eye out. And let me know if you see anything weird, okay? I mean, you all hang out together constantly. You're safer than anyone else I know. Alright. Blessman says, and then start a blog? Starting a blog, eh? Yeah. That's one way of expressing oneself, right? I think that's important. That's one of the reasons I started streaming, right? Just to express myself. My weird politics and ideas. Hey, Miss Rosa. Alright, Kitrin93 says, to Banana Waffle Monkey. I'll focus on my studies, get a degree, and then disappear into the world. Leave the small town I'm stuck in. Yeah, urbanization. Go out into the world. I did that. I moved around quite a bit, actually. I've been here and there. And an awful monkey says also, you all might appreciate this. Oh! Int, get random number. Return, what is this, JavaScript? Java? With the curly braces? Maybe this is C. Oh, this is probably C. Int get random number. Return 4. Chosen by fair dice roll. Guaranteed to be random. Nice. Oh, lovely indeed. I did enjoy that. Fucker. That fucker. Kitrin93 says to Banana Waffle Monkey, wait, this is neat. Yeah, it was neat. I did appreciate it. I did indeed. Hey, Miss Rosa. Oh, hello, May. How are you feeling today? Oh, I feel damp and cold. The cold down here. But it's in my bones wherever I go, so no harm. Do you want to talk about Grandad? Oh, yes. Where was I? Something about a tide rolling out or troublemakers in my family? Troublemakers? Let's go for the troublemakers in my family. Right. Back then there were places that brought us all together. Or at least brought us together in bits and bobs. The Old Smokies, the Grand Bears, the Lodge of Old, the Church and the Union. Oh, Union. Nice. Blasphemous says, I think an update messed with my font. Chat looks strange. Oh. Where do you use your chat, Blasphemous? What app do you use? Colgate, you don't have links. A Dilbert strip. Alright. Let's look at that. Blasphemous says, I'm on the site now, right now. Alright, right. I've been considering going back to using Firefox for the chat. Dilbert by Scott Adams. We need your consent. Always ask for consent. We use cookies on our site and collect and use personal data. I don't want you to. Manage preferences. Reject all. Tour of accounting. Oh, another one. Over here we have our random number generator. 99999999. Are you sure that's random? That's the problem with randomness. You can never be sure. Oh, nice. Another one. Good one. You can never be sure. That's what we were talking about, right? You make... Soon enough, when you reach a certain amount of nines, you make an inductive... You use some inductive reasoning and say, this is no longer random. Yeah. So you can be sure. Like every time it continues saying 9, you get more and more sure that it is not random, right? Also just from the fact it's someone speaking, it's not random, but yeah. Just removing these out of the thing. There we go. Blasphemous says, make your own chat. I was actually considering doing that. You know, I gave up on the chatbot, right? I'm actually thinking the chatbot doesn't have to interact with the API, right? I can go back to making a chatbot just interacting with my system, right? I don't have to use the Twitch API. I don't want to give Amazon my phone number. I don't like it. Why do they need my phone number? But I can make a chatbot to interact with chat in other ways. And also, Blasphemous, you already made your own chat. I already copied your code, right? I already have my own chat. We just have to make it a little bit prettier. Oh, but that would be... Yeah, right. That would make me go back to my first idea and program it within WeChat. Rather than just programming it with the chat. Like, rather than using your chat, I would do it within WeChat, probably. Banana Waffle Monkey says, I don't know. For me, it takes a lot of effort to block out emotions. And I don't think I would be able to focus for a while we're trying to cut someone out like that. Oh, but that's not what we're talking about. Nobody can block out emotions, Banana Waffle Monkey. You're not in control of your emotions. That's not how humans work. Emotions happen to you. You can react to them. What you do control is your perception, right? You can choose to move your eyes away from something that would elicit an emotional reaction, right? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil, that kind of attitude, right? That's what we were talking about, compartmentalization. If you have a toxic person in your life that only elicits bad emotions, then making the effort to like distancing yourself from that person might be a good idea, right? If you're in an abusive relationship, for example. If that makes sense. And yeah, not being able to focus for a while, I can see that happening, right? Banana Waffle Monkey continues. Cognitive bandwidth gets hogged up, or RAM, or however you want to describe it. Yeah. And that's why that's why compartmentalization is a good skill, that you just don't deal with it right now, right? You know that your cognitive bandwidth will get hogged up, so you, instead of dealing with it right now, you look into the future and plan to deal with it in the future, right, Banana Waffle Monkey? When you have the time. And stamina? Is that the word? Stamina. Banana Waffle Monkey also continues, well, we don't know how the pool... Alright, we're back to the RNG. Well, we don't know the pool of numbers that thing is drawing from. Maybe it's just nines. Right? He continues, if it's drawing from a pool where the only number is 9, it could be random. Well, no. Nope. It's not random. If we can predict it, it's not random. If it's only 9s, then it's not random because we can predict it. That's how we define random, right? Random is something that you cannot predict. Like a die, if you knew the direction and everything, or a flipping coin, you could predict, but you don't know. So therefore you can't predict, therefore we call it random. Right? You can induce that the next number will be a 9 and 9 and 9 again. Then it wouldn't be random, because you can predict it. Colgatinotab says, you need to look into the source code to be sure. How are you sure that the source code does what you think it does? You can become more sure by looking into the source code. Maybe you can be sure. Good point, good point. Colgatinotab says, any finite string of 9s is a possible output. Right? You can have a set of 1,000,000 9s and one number 2. And sooner or later it would be number 2. It would still not be a random function, because it would be a 9, right? You can predict a 9 all the times. Every time. And once upon a blue moon, you'll be wrong. Blasphemous says, how to convert Markdown to HTML in Python. Install the Markdown package. Facepalm. Yeah, it's a lot like that in Python. Just install the package. I think I need to learn Markdown. Banana Waffle Monkey says 8 viewers pog. Alright. Hello, if there's any lurkers out there. Nice to meet you, I suppose. And now we'll leave you alone. That's fine. The Church and the Union. Alright. Wait, it feels like I forgot to respond to something that I wanted to. Like I had a thought when reading the chat. Maybe not. We were talking about two things. The randomness and the compartmentalizations. Alright, no, I did respond to that. There would be dances. Up at the hubby. That's where I met your granddad. Oh, a lifetime ago. What was he like back then? Plain in most respects. Prone to fits of melancholy. But funny and wild when the occasion called. Surprising is I guess the word. What did your daddy say about him? Strict but nice. Distant but trying. I mean, I don't know. Distant but trying, that sounds like something a lot of people would say about their fathers. Strict but nice, maybe that's a thing that more older generations. Let's go with that. Hehe. Strict is funny. Why? You alright, Miss Rosa? Colgate Innotab says, we only know 6 nines though. The next number could be Arctan. Alright, he just gives us a weird fucking number for all we know. Yeah. I think I made that point as well, Colgate Innotab as well, yeah, right? We only know the 6 nines. Could be random, right? That's why I said it, you have to do it, like, if you listen to him long enough, you can start inducing and increase your certainty. Banana Waffle Monkey says, isn't that an expression, not a number? But that expression equals a number? I don't know. Banana Waffle Monkey says, although I suppose we don't know if the thing outputs expressions as well as numbers, right? We don't know. That's why I said induction, right? We're not doing any deduction, we're doing inductions. And the more data points we get, the more certain we are with our conclusion. That's how induction works. 6 is not a big database of numbers to draw any conclusion. It might as well be any random number. Colgate Innotab says, it is a number. Are J and K also surreal numbers or imaginary? I don't know. Imaginary, says Colgate Innotab. Alright. So, are you alright, Mr. Rosa? Oh, yes. Let's talk another time. Okay. Hope you feel better. Oh, May. Oh, dear May. I bet some rat babies would love a delicious pretzel. Let's get a delicious pretzel. Blasphemous says, oh, wait, I want to finish this first, I think, before reading. Need to keep my eye on his eye. Try not to fail. Damn it. You chicken, I don't want to fail. This is unfairly easy now. Oh man, difficulty is gonna go up, isn't it? Damn it. Difficulty is gonna go up. Blasphemous says, okay, I was right. I should be looking into regular expressions, which I never remember how to do. Just go with the cheat sheet, Blasphemous. Like, those things that, right, turning... I actually feel like parsing stuff. I feel just doing it with like grep and cut and sed is way easier than doing it with Python and regular expressions. Maybe if you learn regular expressions and get good, maybe that becomes easier. I don't know. Colgate Innotab link something. If it's math, I'm not gonna read it. Oh, in mathematics, the coordination number system extends to complex numbers. Alright, it's a system that extends. And it's this. Yep. No math for me today, though. This is for Banana Waffle Monkey, I guess, rather than for me, I suppose. Colgate Innotab says, this falls under the umbrella of number, I think. Banana Waffle Monkey put it into... Wait, I want to see this. He put it into Wolfram Alpha and says, it seems like they can deal with it. Oh, wow. Wolfram Alpha is cool. This is a cool website. You should spend some time exploring that, I think. Alright, but it's time to feed the mice. It's time to feed the mice. I think the mice is up here, yep. Yeah. Have you noticed who is missing, by the way? I have noticed who is... No, he's not missing. I thought this was the kid up there was the kid missing. Yeah, let's go feed. Colgate InnoTab says, but Wolfram Alpha assumed that J and K were variables. Alright, there we go. NodeRunner says, I have a wild idea. Ooh, sounds interesting. I want to buy some new keycaps and key switches for my keyboard, but they're expensive. I could just buy an entire keyboard for less money. That is fucked up, but there you go. Buy the keyboard. Rep them out. Keycaps and key switches. Why do you want to replace the ones that you have? Or what's the idea, NodeRunner? I'm curious. Both with the keycaps and the switches. Plastic flowers are like super depressing for some reason. Dead flowers are less depressing than plastic ones. Well, speak for yourself. I like plastic flowers. They're fine. I wouldn't get any myself. Maybe I would. No, I would probably get like miniature sculptures or something, like artwork, rather than something that you don't have to water. And if I would get something to water, it would probably be, I don't know, broccoli, tomato, something you can eat, something I can eat, not you. You don't get to eat my broccoli, it's for me. I'm gonna eat my broccoli. Yeah. What's wild about the idea, by the way, NodeRunner? I think it seems like a valid idea. And then if you get unlucky and you got a reserve board, right? Blasphemous, hey, I should probably give in and just use the markdown package instead of trying to build it entirely on my own. That's it, right? Do you want to make it extra complicated just to gain more control over it, or do you want to learn the package and use that as a dependency? I'm guessing if you just want to be efficient, probably most of the time using the package, like oftentimes the package is a good idea. Colgate InnoTab says, I don't like them. People use too much plastic. Wait, what don't you like, Colgate InnoTab? But yeah, people, like in general, people using too much plastic, that is an issue for humanity right now. We're using too much plastic. Blasphemous says, yes, that is what they're for, I suppose. And I mean, that's what they are for, and they probably have spent more time perfecting. I mean, I don't want to assume, but it might be the case that they have done a better job than what you will do re-implementing that same package. Building it on your own, you might do a worse job of it, right? Less efficient way. I would probably go that other way. It's personal preference, right? NodeRunner says, there's 3 reasons I think you would buy new keycaps. For aesthetics, oh right, replacing them. Yeah. Profile and material. Oh. Profile. Isn't profile aesthetics as well, Node Runner? I suppose you could... Actually, I don't know what that word means. Is it like replacing all the F1, F2, F3 and replacing them with some other button, right? Instead of having F1, F2, F3 on them, you could have other stuff on them, I suppose. But that's aesthetics as well, right? Rather than profile. Colgate InnoTap says plastic flowers. Oh, you don't like them. They use too much plastic. Alright. Of course. Memory like a goldfish, eh? I mean, if they're pretty... Some of them might use too much plastics. Others may use less plastic, right? Colgate InnoTap. Lasman says, yeah, that would take a really long time to code it all, do the package by myself, thereby making my simple project complicated. Exactly. And that's the reason what we were talking about earlier, right? The reason for making your simple project complicated would be the learning experience, right? And gaining more control over the computers. And that's a case-by-case value judgment, I suppose. Node Runner says some keycaps are sculpted to better fit your fingers. Oh, right. And we have those, you have like bumps on some of them as well. So you can use that to feel around what letter you're on. Is that profile as well? But it's the sculpt to fit the finger. That's the profile. All right. He continues, there are some interesting materials you can buy keycaps in, like wood or metal, but they're super expensive. I can imagine. Luxury items. If I get rich one day, I would probably do that stuff. Wooden, oiled keycaps. Alright, my little miracle rats. Time to eat. It's 4 of them now. Making them dependent on me. Well, there's so many of you. Someday you won't need me anymore, ... Yeah, that's what happens, right? And you'll leave. Will I even recognize you on the street as we pass each other? I love you, miracle rats. Yeah, she's so like a drawn out, starving to death. She's creating more rats and drawing them to her just to starve them. Like a proper cat. Nodonor says I was looking for a wood set earlier and it was $700. Oh man, I would probably just make it a do-it-yourself thing, like woodwork. Oh fuck, but the tools to make them would be fucking expensive. But I would want do-it-yourself tools for doing stuff like that, I suppose. Kitrin93 spoils the game and says, have you seen the Trash King yet? No, I've not seen the Trash King. Spoilers? No. I'm kidding, that's not spoilers. I have not seen the Trash King. We're at day 6? No, we're at day 7. We're at day 7. So no, we just had Harfest. I have not seen any Trash King, no. Banana Waffle Monkey says, cat feeding rats while talking like a parent. Oh man. She's making the rats dependent on her, right? Then she's just gonna leave them to starve. We've figured that out already, Banana Waffle Monkey. Colgate InnoTap says, what does proper cats mean? Whoops. Did you just assume behavior because someone was a cat? Isn't that racist, right, Colgate InnoTap? That's super racist. I'm racist towards the cats. I should feel ashamed of myself. Oh man. Banana Banana Waffle Monkey says, one that murders the fuck out of everything. Yeah, that's pretty much a cat, right? Torturing. It's not only murder, it's torturing to death. That's the cat. Like a parent. Nice. Oh man. Colgate Tab says, thanks. Katrine93 says, AJJFJF or something. No. No, the Trash King is a side quest, not spoilers. I thought you were doing it. Carrot T? Don't recognize that emote. Alright. I think I'm exploring everything pretty well, but I've not seen if I've missed the Trash King. That's sad. Or are we talking about Bruce? No, Bruce is not a Trash King. I mean, Greg could be a Trash King, but I have not met anyone that calls himself Trash King. Not that I remember, but my memory is terrible as well. But it is lunchtime. Alright, I've been, it was good times today, as usual. Thanks for hanging out. Oh. Kitrin says that the T-carrot T is like crying. Alright. It's been nice hanging out, and see you next time. Cheers. And peace to you as well, Banana Waffle Monkey. Right. Kitrin93 says, nah, the Trash King is a Germ's pet. Oh, maybe we did meet the Trash King. We met some people out to the far left of the map. Maybe. And Kitrin says, bye, Cider. Bye to you as well. Cheers.